channel, and today we'll be talking about the ZMF Caldera, which is this lovely headphone here, and it is a planar magnetic from ZMF. They sent these out to me for a demo, and they are not asking me to say or do anything other than my honest opinion regarding these. And these came about, I believe, due to Zach's love for headphones, one, but he actually started in the headphone world with the T50RP mods that he's kind of known for, and then he moved into his own headphones, which were the Dynamics that we all know, love, and enjoy. So yeah, let's dive into what makes these things pretty awesome, and we'll start with the build. Alright, so diving into the build of these, they are, they're ZMF, so they're fantastic. They're super polished, lovely build. The wood is excellent. I have a fondness for oak. I know a lot of people might not think oak is like a premium wood, I guess, what have you, but I find it very nice. I have a very fond attachment to oak. Anyhow, build, solid, ZMF style, classic, very well made. It's got the metal, wood, and leather aesthetic, and well, I will go into aesthetics later, but the build is just stupid good, fantastic. And the ear pads are very good, very nice, well made, and they actually are a little bit new because instead of having, I don't know if this is kind of a known thing, but instead of having this little, where it attaches, like all the pieces attach, usually you'd line it up with this front part of the swivel here, but with the Caldera, it actually lines up here on the bottom, and they're ZMF pads. They're super well made, and they're very comfortable. And then once you get into this, and this is the new thing with the Caldera that the other headphones do not have, is that when you take this off, the baffle now is this carbon fiber, which is fantastic. I really love this baffle being carbon fiber like this. And Zach, if you're listening, I think it'd be really cool to see if you can maybe start making it where this is like the new norm, because it's so much easier to get these on, the pads on with the carbon fiber little baffle there, and it's really cool. I really dig on the way that these just kind of help with the kind of build, in the sense of making it a little bit easier to get these on, and it doesn't take much to get them on and going. So the build is fantastic, and I've really been digging on that. So let's dive into the aesthetics, and grand slam. It's ZMF, so if you like the wood, metal, and leather kind of aesthetic, these will be right up your alley. They are fantastic. I really dig it. And then the new grill here, like the design of the grill is just fantastic. Loving that. But everything else, though, is very high quality aesthetic. It's your classic ZMF aesthetic with the, depending on what wood you choose and what kind of hardware you choose is going to change what the look is and aesthetic to some level. But I find these to be excellent. They're fantastic headphones. I love the way they look, and they are amazing. And then going into comfort, the ZMF Comfort, not much need to be said there. The crescent strap, this is the new thing from on all the newer headphones from ZMF, and it's just, oh man, that adds just enough like cushion and softness over the original pads that it's well worth getting the upgrade for that. And not the whole headphone, but if you have other ZMFs, I recommend looking into or emailing them about getting either the crescent strap, the new button one, or you get just the replacement pad and get it swapped out, because it's fantastic. So comfort is beyond good. I'm really enjoying these for comfort. Alright, so diving into the sound of these, the mids, the lows, the highs, the mids, the lows, all that fun stuff. I would say this was a really tough one to describe, by the way, because it's almost like water. It molds around, and it kind of goes where it fills in where it needs to, and it goes where it, if the highs are, really high, it will kind of flow down. I don't know, it's weird. These things just easily meld and mesh into any genre in music that I'm listening to. And if the tracks are a little bit too bright or a little bit too warm or what have your mid-focus, it just almost like it goes in there and fills it out and just fills it up and gives it this lovely sound. And so with the highs, they have this nice detail without being overly bright. I would say they're a little bit on the elevated side, but they're not in that overly bright way, more of that just nice detail and shimmer without it being overblown or, bright, what have you. The mids aren't quite as forward as, say, something like the atriums or the aeolus, or not aeolus, the tours, but they're right there. They're very lovely. Honestly, it's really well balanced. It's one of the most balanced neutral headphones I've heard. The atrium was probably before this was the neutral balanced headphone, and then this came along and it's next level up from that. And then the lows, they have a nice punchiness to them. They have that kind of planar speed punchiness, and they're great. They have this great sound signature, and the imaging and the stage is lovely. They're just fantastic. It's really tough to describe these because it's weird how they can almost blend into any track or genre you're listening to and then just bring it alive, like make it come alive. They have this nice soul to them. In fact, they are, it's hard to put into words just how lovely these sound. And I'm a big dynamics guy. Like, I'm not a big Planar guy. In fact, the only other Planar I actually enjoy, like, properly with love would be the Rad Zeros. And these are on par, but where the Rad Zeros I would say are flavored excellence, and they have they have just nice profiles, and they really sound good, and they're super engaging. I would say these are more along the lines of, say, like a Susvara level, like where it's more about the detail and the imaging and the balance and the what have you. But then these are better than the Susvara in my opinion. In fact, these are everything I wanted the Susvara to be. These are like dang near perfect for a Planar to me. They have, as far as like that neutral Planar sound, they are the kind of, to me, they destroy the Susvara in my opinion. This might be a hot take, but that's my personal opinion. These things are fantastic. The signature that they present is similar to the Susvara, but then with like this lovely ZMF flavor profile that just, it's like this umami. Like it's like the Susvara with soul. It has a life to it. There's a spark there. There's enjoyment. There's engagement there, and I just really enjoy it. Like, these are fantastic, and the way that everything kind of comes together with the the mids, the lows and the highs, and the sound stage and the imaging, it properly paints a picture. Like, you can close your eyes and you can imagine that you're sitting there. It's more the realistic side of things too. Like, it's not that overly, or it's not one way flavored in one way or the other. Like, there's not an overemphasis on the lows. There's not an overemphasis on the highs or the mids. It's just this nice balance, and the way it presents is just lovely, and it really can give you this wonderful picture of what you're listening to and engage with it. And yeah, fantastic. And if you throw on some tubes or warmer solid state, it will actually kind of blend and meld with that and kind of accentuate where it needs to. I've just been loving how these I without a better term, the sound is like water. it flows and ebbs and goes where it needs to go to give you the presentation that I feel is excellent. Like, it's just fantastic. So that's the sound profile to me. And well, I know it's a little bit loose there, but these things are very difficult to describe. They're just lovely. They're not overly done in one area or the other, just very well balanced. So the final thought for me on these regarding the sound is, it's a hot take, and it's basically that these are everything that I wished or wanted the Susvara to be, or a top performing Planar to be, these or that. And they are lovely. Really enjoy them. So yeah, so on to final thoughts. Okay, so final thoughts. ZMF Caldera. Build, fantastic. Aesthetics, hit or miss for some, but for me personally, I think they're fantastic as well. The sound quality is lovely, and it's this crazy chameleon water thing that it melds and meshes and ebbs and flows depending on what you're listening to, and just fills in where it needs to, and it's everything that I wanted a top of the line or top tier Planar magnetic to sound like. It's lovely. As far as recommendations, easily a recommendation. I highly recommend you go to a Can Jam or any audio show that ZMF's at and give them a listen, because they are something to be heard, like, properly. So yeah, easy recommendation there, especially obviously within your budget. Don't go into debt trying to get something like this. Stay within your budget, people. It's especially in today's era. But fantastic headphones, easy recommendation. So with that, I'll let everybody have their morning, afternoon, night back, or evening. All right. Cheers, everybody. Catch you all in the next one.